Hello, and now we're going to do our last lesson on video for astronomy on the stars and galaxies. Okay, so first of all, there is this term called a star system. Star systems that have two stars are called double stars or binary stars. What exactly do you need to know about that? Well, often one star in a binary star is much brighter and more massive than the other one in most cases. So that's a fact. And then observing the effects of its gravity, you can, this is how they can determine what's going on if there are two stars creating a system or a binary system. So what's happening is that as a dimmer companion star revolves around a brighter star, its gravity can cause the brighter star to wobble, and this wobble that we see from the one star can tell us that there is a second star there. Okay, so that's what you need to know about that binary system. Okay. The other thing we need to know about what's happening with stars is that many stars belong to a larger grouping called clusters. Okay, so as we're building up in these notes, it'll go from, we went from two stars now, we're talking about grouping of stars, and the term we're going to use is clusters. There's two different kinds of clusters or groupings of stars, and I'm going to tell you that we're going to have a chart here. Okay, at the top of the box, we're going to title it open cluster. On the other side to compare is a globular cluster. So those are the two vocabulary words to know. Okay, so on the open cluster side, an open cluster has a loose or disorganized appearance. So it looks like it's wide open and not very organized. The open cluster may contain up to a few thousand stars, including supergiants and lots of gas floating out there to create some more newborn stars in that nebulas that we were talking about in the last chapter. Now on the globular side, for these kinds of stars, clusters or groups of stars, the large grouping of older stars. So the difference between the two is these tend to be newer stars and they're not so organized. These are large groups of stars and they're old or dying out stars. The globular clusters also can round in shape. So when we're talking about how they glob or group together, they are globbed and grouped in a round formation, and there's lots of stars inside of that glob, and can be packed with more than 1 million stars within that circle. So then there's lots of globs within a galaxy or groupings. Okay, so with that said, with all of those different ways that stars can be grouped together, the groups then become this organized mass, which is a galaxy. A galaxy is a huge grouping of single stars, star systems, star clusters, dust and gas bound together by gravity. So all of that connected together becomes this uniform shape, a galaxy. And a couple things to note about a galaxy is there are billions of galaxies in the universe. So our universe is huge because there's billions of these galaxies, and within a galaxy there can be billions of stars. Astronomers classify most galaxies into three types. So let me give you those notes on the three types now. Okay, so the three types of galaxies, let me slide the pink paper so it gives us some background, is a spiral. And the notes you need to know about a spiral galaxy is that it looks like a pinwheel, and its arms are full of young stars and new ones formed there out in the young area. Okay, so we'll talk about our galaxy. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is a spiral galaxy. It looks like a pinwheel, and our sun is in the third arm out in the area where the new stars are formed. Right in the dead center, there are all these globular clusters, groups of millions of stars, and then they're kind of all packed near each other, all these globs. And it forms the nucleus, or the center of the galaxy. And out in there are all the dying stars and black holes out there. That's what they believe. A third type of galaxy is called elliptical. Elliptical looks like a round, flattened balls. They contain billions of stars, but have little gas or dust between the stars. Stars are no longer forming inside of them, so they contain only old stars. Okay, in this shape, I'm going to draw at the end so you can see the difference. But for now, just take the notes. Irregular galaxies do not have irregular shapes. They are smaller than spiral elliptical galaxies. They contain young bright stars and include lots of stars, gas, and dust to form new ones. So see, we have lots of bits of facts and information of the difference between those three. Okay. So here I have my just my white plain piece of paper, and what I'm going to do on there is just give you a little picture. So I'm just going to put S for spiral. And then, so a spiral galaxy, you'd have this center, and then out from there, there is this spiral arm that looks kind of like a pinwheel. There's actually two kinds of spirals. There's that regular shape, and then there's this other one called a barred spiral. Actually, let me see if I think I can squeeze that in for you, the word spiral, for this. Okay, then the other one we said was the elliptical. An elliptical is just like a round shape. And again, this is general, so it could come out like this, or like more like an oval shape. So one of those two kinds of shapes. And then the last one we said, just so you have that as well, is the irregular, okay, which just looks like a blob. And again, this is not exactly any kind of shape. It's just, again, I wanted to quickly sketch that for you. Okay, and the last bit of notes for this lovely astronomy series is quasar. They are young, they are active young galaxies with black holes at their center. Gas spins around the black hole, heats up, and glows. Okay, so those are all your notes that you need to know, and I hope you did well. I enjoyed this time doing the astronomy videos for you, and ask any questions if you need to. Thank you so much.